and welcome to another fun-filled episode of Jesus and Jammies, where God's story brings us together. Last week, we introduced you to our theme for this month, responsibility. We're off to a good start. Who remembers what responsibility is? Responsibility is showing you can be trusted with what is expected of you. When you're young, you have to be responsible at home and at school. And as you get older, you get more and more responsibilities. That's why it's important to learn how to be trusted with what is expected of you now, so you can be responsible with even more when you're older. More responsible as I get older? Oh man, I know that sounds like a bummer, but in some ways, it actually is more fun. Let's see how that all works out in this week's Get Real video.
It's time again for Retro Reel.
Today on the adventures of Ram Reynolds, Ram, Tad, and their constant companion Arrow fly towards a secret rocket base hidden far out in the forbidden desert.
Wowie zow! I can't believe I get to fly in a real rocket!
Hold your horses there, Tad. Flying a rocket is a lot of responsibility. We can't take it lightly.
I won't let you down, Ram! Arrow and I are up for the challenge. Isn't that right, boy?
That's good to hear, because the professor is really trusting us to get that rocket into space.
You can count on us, Ram! Isn't that right, Arrow?
Meanwhile, at the secret rocket base, the professor and Dr. Wolf talk over their plan.
Ram and Tad should be arriving any moment, and if they can't get that rocket into space, our goose is cooked.
Are you sure we should be relying on Ram and Tad for something so important?
He'll do fine.
I hope so.
We should be approaching the base. I'm gonna go ahead and start our descent.
Look, Ram! There's a jet headed straight for us! And he's not moving!
Oh!
We almost ended our rocket mission before it even started!
Talk about a close call.
I wonder what that jet was doing, Ram.
Beats me, Tad. But I'm gonna get this plane on the ground before anything else happens. We made it.
There he goes again! Wowie zow! Talk about not being responsible! What a show-off!
Look, there's the professor and Dr. Wolf.
We are so glad you made it.
We almost did it! That jet could have taken us out!
Who was flying that jet, Professor?
Werner von Braun. He's the one trying to bait us into space.
Beat us? I didn't know we were in a space race!
Ah, there she is. The winged vulture. The winged vulture. The winged, never mind, you get it.
We're all set, Professor.
Wowie zow we are!
Just be careful, please.
Okay, Professor, we're finished with the all-system checks. I think we're ready to go.
And Tad, you're sure you can handle the separations?
You can count on me, Dr. Wolf!
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have a liftoff!
Wowie zow!
Please, Tad, don't hit the moon.
Good job, everyone. You've cleared the tower.
All right, Tad, it's now your turn to separate the ship.
I just got nervous.
You can do it. Just remember your training.
Like, really nervous.
I know we can count on you.
Oh,
Separation in 3, 2, 1.
separation! I did it!
Good job, Tad. I knew you could do it. You ready to do it one more time?
Oh, I forgot about that one. Thanks, Arrow.
Don't worry. I know you've got this. You're one of the most responsible 10-year-olds I've ever met.
Really?
Really. Separation in 3, 2, 1.
Separation!
You did it, Tad!
You've made it into space. We've won the space race.
Hey everyone! Okay, you know what time it is. It's time for birthdays. Okay, this week we have Darian and Nevaeh. Happy birthday, guys! It's good to see ya. Okay, get on your feet. It's time for Gray Squirrel. Here we go!
Gray squirrel, shake your bushy tail. Gray squirrel, shake your bushy tail. Crinkle up your little nose, stick a nut between your toes. Gray squirrel, shake your bushy tail.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. And now for an amazing story.
Hi, everyone. I've got an amazing story for you today. It's actually a story Jesus told, and it shows us another really important way that we can show responsibility. While Jesus was on earth, crowds followed him everywhere he went. Some followed Jesus to hear his teachings. Others came hoping he would heal their sickness, and yet others still followed Jesus just to keep an eye on him. One day, a man in the crowd spoke up. "Teacher," he said, "tell my brother to divide the family property with me." Now, this man wanted more for himself, and he figured Jesus could help him get it. But Jesus said, "Friend, who made me a judge or an umpire between you?" Then he said to them, "Watch out. Be on your guard against wanting to have more and more things. Life is not made up of how much a person has." To make sure the man in the crowd of people really understood what he meant, Jesus told him a story. There was a rich man who grew grain. "Oh, hi, rich man. You look sharp." "Thanks, Storyteller. You do too. Like the outfit." "Thanks." Back to the story. There was a rich man who grew grain. We use grain to make things like cereal, bread, pasta, tortillas. Now, one year this man's land grew a lot of grain. I'm talking more grain than you've ever seen in your life. The rich man didn't do anything different to make his land grow more grain. God provided the sun and the water, and God made the grain grow. See? God blessed the rich man with great harvest. Then the rich man thought to himself, Self, what should I do? What should I do? I don't have any place to store my crops. God had given the rich man so much that he didn't have enough space for it all. This gave the rich man an idea. He said, Self, this is what I'll do. I will tear down my barns and build bigger ones. I will store my extra grain in them. The rich man planned to keep all his extra grain in barns and have enough for himself for years to come. He wouldn't have to work anymore. Then he can say to himself, Self, take life easy. Eat, drink, and have a good time. Whoa, pause. Let's freeze the scene right here. The rich man had a plan for a very easy life. He figured he'd have everything he ever needed. But was he being responsible with all that extra food God had given him? What if there were people living nearby who didn't have enough to eat? How do you think they might feel about it? Let's see what God had to say about it. Let's unpause our scene, find out. But God said to him, You foolish man, tonight I will take your life away from you. Then who will get what you have prepared for yourself? This is how it will be for whoever stores things away for themselves, but is not rich in the sight of God. Are you sure that's what it says? That's what Jesus said in the Bible. Oof. I know, that's tough, but think about it. God had given the rich man an amazing gift. He had given the man way more than he needed, but the rich man didn't think about how he could use that extra food to help others. Instead, he was greedy and kept it all to himself. Because of this decision, the rich man died, and he couldn't enjoy the gift God gave him. That's how Jesus ended the story. What a sad ending, right? I wonder if things could have been better for the rich man if he'd made a more responsible decision. Now, this part isn't in the Bible, but I wonder what if might have looked like if the man had chosen to use his stuff differently. What if he thought to himself, self, this is what I'll do. This is what I'll do. I'll throw a picnic and invite all my friends. I'd love to share all of this with all of them. I'd love to share all of this with all of them. Pause. Now, I think that's a much better ending, don't you think? If the rich man had made the wise choice to share what he had, he could have helped others instead of only thinking about himself. In Jesus' story, the rich man had more than he needed. He had enough food to fill up his barns, and he even had the money to build new, bigger barns to store more for later. But to God, this man wasn't rich at all. To be rich in God's eyes, a person must treat others the way they want to be treated and put the needs of others before their own. They must be generous with what they have and share it with other people. We don't know what happened with the man who first asked Jesus to help him. We don't know how he reacted after he heard Jesus' story. Maybe he stopped worrying about getting more of his family's stuff. Maybe he thought more about sharing what he did have with his brother. But we can learn from what Jesus taught that day. We can choose to be generous with the things God has given us. We have a responsibility to share God's gifts with others. Remember, share what you have. Let's pray and ask God to help us do exactly that. Let's pray. God, help us to share our gifts that you have so richly blessed us with. Help us to share with others. God, being rich doesn't mean necessarily having a whole bunch of cool things, etc. Being rich is taking the things that you've blessed us with and sharing them with others. Help us to have that sharing attitude, God, where we see someone in need and go and help that person with that need. Father God, in everything we give you thanks. And it's in your Son's name we pray. Amen.
Everything we have comes from God, from the food we eat, to the places we live, to the stuff we own, to people we love. All of it is a gift. And Jesus' story was clear. He told us to be generous with what God has given us. Of course, Jesus gave us the perfect example of generosity. He gave his life freely so that we could be forgiven. Because of Jesus, God gives us grace and forgives us when we make not so good choices. Sometimes when we make really bad choices. When we understand what Jesus did for us, we should want to be generous to others. We should be willing to share. That's another great rule for life. Share what you have. We have a responsibility to share with others and put their needs above our own. And let's be honest, that's not always easy. It can be hard to share your favorite video game or your favorite type of pizza, especially when there's only one slice left. It can be difficult for me to share stuff too, like my truck. If someone wants to drive it because they need to move something, I get kind of scared. But if it's safe and if they have insurance, I can totally give it to them. Let them use it. Move whatever they need to move, because God's given it to me as a gift. When we remember what Jesus did for us and how generous he is, it's easier to let go and share what we have. Our memory verse is something Jesus told his disciples, which we can find in Luke chapter 16, verse 10. Jesus said, "Suppose you can be trusted with something very little. Then you can also be trusted with something very large. As you get older, you will be trusted with larger things, and that means more responsibility, maybe even more fun. Who knows?" Well, that's going to do it for another episode of Jesus and Jammies. We hope you learned a little more about faith and had some fun along the way. Don't forget to tune in to our online worship service at 10:30 a.m. today. Everybody is welcome. Instructions are on our website at genevapress.org. So from all of us here at the Jesus and Jammies studio, may you have the joy, love, and peace of Jesus until we see each other again.
You never turn away, you never leave my side. And every time I call your name out just to find that you're already right here with me, never been alone. I can trust you with my heart, 'cause this I know. You are always faithful, you love me from the start. No matter what I'm facing, I will trust you with my heart. You are more than able to lead me through the dark. Your love is never failing, I will trust you with my heart. Oh, I will trust you with my heart. There are days when I feel I need a friend, and then I hear your voice reminding me again that you're already right here with me, never been alone. I can trust you with my heart, 'cause this I know. You are always faithful, you love me from the start. No matter what I'm facing, I will trust you with my heart. You are more than able to lead me through the dark. Your love is never failing, I will trust you with my heart. Oh, I will trust you with my heart. No matter what may come, no matter what I go through, God, you are never gonna fail me, I will trust you with my heart. No matter what may come, no matter what I go through, God, you are never gonna fail me, I will trust you with my heart. You are always faithful, you love me from the start. No matter what I'm facing, I will trust you with my heart. You are more than able to lead me through the dark. Your love is never failing, I will trust you with my heart. Oh, I will trust you with my heart. Oh, I will trust you with my heart. Oh, I will trust you with my heart.